Good afternoon, everyone. Many of you have heard of the disorder autism, and maybe even some have family or friends with this disorder. As someone who's aspiring to be a speech and language pathologist, which is a healthcare professional who treats people with communication disorders, and as someone who has worked with children who have had autism, it is something I find to be extremely interesting. There's still so much to learn today about this disorder. Today, I would like to speak to you about autism and an awesome event for autism awareness. This event is called Light It Up Blue. Are any of you familiar with the event or have heard of it before? Never. Okay, cool. We're going to learn something new today. So, you all may be wondering what this puzzle piece is behind me, and I want you to hold that thought, and I'll get back to it later. Autism speaks, and it's time to listen. Many people tend to chunk autism together and assume that everybody with it is all the same. I'm here to tell you that that's not true. You'll be interested to know that there are a few different categories all along the autism spectrum disorder. I will provide you with two examples here soon. According to Hallahan in the book for exceptional learners, autism involves a multitude of abnormal, perceptual, cognitive, linguistic, and social behaviors. Though there are some consistent patterns of these behaviors in autism, many symptoms and behaviors vary for the majority and range by severity. The autism spectrum disorder provides the ranges of autism that show where someone affected might fall. It ranges from low functioning, which is the most severe, and many are nonverbal, and many of them you see in wheelchairs, and their IQ scores are below 25. Then it goes all the way up to high functioning, that's the least severe. These are going to be your students and people with Asperger's syndrome who have socialization issues. They tend to want to be by themselves, is a good way to explain it. And their IQ scores are greater than 80. In the past few years, the prevalence of autism has increased greatly. For example, in the 1960s, the occurrence was a mere 0.4%. As of today, 2017, it has risen to 1.5%. This is more due to the fact that technology has gotten better, so it makes it easier for us to diagnose and find out which part of the spectrum they're on. In the past few, according to Autism Speaks, Light It Up Blue is for World Autism Awareness Day. It typically begins on April 2nd and requires you to wear the color blue, and it doesn't have to be your shirt. It can be your socks, your pants. You can put blue streaks on your face in support of autism. The event is a mixture of autism-friendly and educational activities to inform you and educate you on what autism is, and also raise money for these people who have autism. It occurs not only here in America, but it also occurs all across the world. So the whole month of April, not even in America, not even just here, other places like to do this kind of thing too, just to raise awareness for it and raise money for it, which I think is really awesome. They are meant to increase the understanding of autism in hopes to gain support for not only research, but more importantly for those affected. It helps to inform you that these people are no different than you and I. They're just unique in their own beautiful way. People tend to be afraid of others with this disorder, and that leads to bullying and being made fun of, which I think is ridiculous. I don't think it's fair to be bullied because you're different, because all of us are different, none of us are the same. That's what we were created to be. So Light It Up Blue kind of helps with that fear and helps people understand how to work with these children and these people who have autism. Not only do some places have festivals, but many others put together a 5K and a 10K walk or run. And there's typically a sign-up fee, and all of those proceeds go back to the Autism Speaks organization for research. For example, in high school, I had a teacher, her name was Mrs. Pandolfo, who had an autistic son named Jake. And he was on the higher end of the spectrum. He was incredibly smart. If you gave him any kind of movie from Disney, he would know the year. And it wasn't even like he had to think about it. It was just like right away. You would ask him like, "What's the year that Nemo was made?" And he would just know. It was crazy. Her and a couple other students on campus created an event on our track and on the infield, where on the track there was like a walk and people would walk around and just socialize and have fun. And then on the infield there was booths set up for carnival games and food, and they had performances like our band and like the local gymnastics team would come in and perform, and I believe Taekwondo was there too. And then they also had raffle tickets, and these raffle tickets, I think they ranged from Five Guys to like other like bigger things, like you would win a television or something. And it was really cool because all those the proceeds that they won from the raffle would go back to autism awareness. The sole purpose of this event is to give a general idea of what autism is. Light It Up Blue is effective for autism awareness, and that they encourage and promote you to wear the color blue and attend events by doing this. By doing this, it gets the word out there to people who may not understand what autism is and how it affects families. The puzzle piece I have brought with me today represents the symbol for autism and adds to the diversity of the human race, and you will see it promoted a lot during Light It Up Blue, but also in other events. And typically, the puzzle piece isn't always blue. It's represented during the month of April to be blue, just for the event. Other times you will see it being red or yellow, or you'll see it in almost like a quad, and it'll be like red, yellow, in a pattern. So I think it's really cool. And many festivals encourage donations and have fair-like games to raise money. The Autism Speaks organization, which is the main organization for autism, has research and funding, and it also gives a lot of information on what autism is and what it all is along the spectrum. So if you're curious, you can go on the website and they'll give you more information. To wrap things up, as you've learned, Light It Up Blue is a wonderful event for autism awareness. Not only does it raise awareness, but it also raises money for research so that we can hopefully decrease the prevalence of autism in the future. I strongly encourage you all to attend or participate in the event at least once in your life. Don't forget to wear light blue in support for autism awareness on April 2nd. And always remember that people with autism are no different from you and me. They're just unique.